Let's go to Anna in Tallahassee. What's up, Anna?
Hey, how are you?
Partying. What are you doing?
I'm actually home with COVID, so not much to do now.
Oh, gosh. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing like, oh, that's no good.
Yeah, no, I actually just traveled outside of the country, and that's what I get. So here we are.
That's what you get. Some kind of cosmic punishment. You will stay in America. I haven't read the latest literature. Hopefully I can't catch it over the phone like this. Anna, if you give me COVID, I'm going to be not happy with you. Okay, let's do this. What's up?
Yes. So my original question was, I want to understand why I'm choosing a life of misery. My email was very vague, but just a little background. I'm 25 years old. I'm a mom of two, under two, and a husband. Been married since 2019. However, he's been in my life since I was 15. So I want to say we kind of grew up together. However, I'm at a point in my life where I have undiagnosed, depression, anxiety.
How do you know?
Well, I started going to a therapist, and she said, "Hey, I think this is what you have."
So it's not undiagnosed; it is diagnosed.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, I guess so. It's not, by a psychiatrist or anything, but
counselors. Yeah. I mean, counselors and mental health professionals of all kind they've got to go through their licensure. So you've been officially diagnosed. Yeah. If a licensed mental health professional said you have this, which again, I hate that language with all my guts. I hate that language. But if they told you have a this, then you've got a diagnosis. Okay. So they said you've got anxiety and depression.
Yeah. Just because I may have had some depression years back, but again, didn't see a therapist or anything before. Okay. However, had children, and I feel like that kind of postpartum depression kind of may have, made it more pronounced. And so going through all that with them, that's how they ended with that conclusion. Okay. So
hold on. Before we go further.
Do what?
Before we go further, I want you to hear me say something really important for you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
In a million years, I'm not going to dispute what your person told you, okay? Rest on that. If they're a licensed professional and they know what they're doing and they're not just out there running and gunning and being idiots, cool. And imagine, what's your favorite movie of all time?
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Imagine you're watching all of Forrest Gump and there's that scene when he's running and you took your phone and you snapped a photo of him running.
Mm-hmm.
That is your diagnosis. It's not the whole movie. It's a snapshot of your life. And actually, if you just looked at this picture of a bearded man running, you would think the movie is about something very different than what it actually is about, right?
Right.
Okay. So this is not your destiny. This is not the rest of your life. This is not a confirmed death sentence.
Okay.
This is a series of experiences that you've been having for a period of time, and somebody says, all right, took a picture. Here's where we are right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. And with that being said, my score is a 7. And I have some childhood trauma that is still there, that I haven't probably dealt with, We've talked a little bit about it in counseling. I've mentioned it, but it still comes up a lot. And so now I'm at a point where I wake up every day. I do what I need to do. However, there's no time for me. There's priorities that take precedence over me. And how do I choose me? And I put my kids first. Because as a mom, as soon as they were born, they took priority. And yeah, I don't know how to be happy and make the decisions I need to make to create a better life, not only for them, but for me.
Yeah. And growing up was really hard, right? You've got ACEs score of 7. That means you grew up in a blender.
Yeah.
And your body's been through some pretty awful things, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. A couple of things at play here. Number one, I just want to call out the obvious. You've been with your husband for a long time. I think you used the words, we grew up together. Okay? What that means is without him realizing it, I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm saying anytime you rise up, you begin thinking about healing, you begin to alter the dynamic, the homeostatic relationship between you and him. His body gets out of whack. And it wants things to go back the way they were. And so your healing, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, I've had enough, is going to have to include him. And he is going to have to be along for the ride. Meaning your healing is going to be disruptive to him, and it should be. And that's the way things are going to be. Okay?
Okay.
Here's why I'm telling you that first. You cannot do this by yourself. And you can't do it without rippling the water. Somebody with an ACEs score of 7, 999 times out of 1,000, got really good at making sure everybody else was okay. That's how you survived. Fair?
Yeah.
So much so that you've outsourced that to a 19-month-old and a 4-month-old. I got to make sure they're okay. Then I can exhale. I got to make sure he's okay. Then I can exhale. And so, for instance, here's a simple thing. Let's say you decide, like, I want to lose weight and I want to be healthy. And for 2 nights, you cook healthy foods. You go for a walk after dinner. He's going to show up with a pizza on night 3. Not for any reason other than he's driving home and he's like, man, my wife's been doing really good the last 2 days eating healthy. Like, she deserves some joy in her life. And then we're back to the way things were. Okay? So this is going to be disruptive. I want you to get that through your heart and through your mind. Number 2, I get a sense from you that you go to a counselor and you just talk about stuff. I want you to start going to counseling. And if this isn't the right therapist, I want you to find the right one with a spirit of, I'm going to work. I'm not going just to talk about this stuff. Because quite frankly, Anna, you have had these conversations in your mind for your whole life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want you to go to counseling with the spirit of a sledgehammer and a lunch pail. I'm going to break concrete. I'm going to do some hard work.
Okay.
Okay? Now, tell me, you've never seen this in real life. So this is all fantasy at this point. Describe to me what you want your body to feel like when you walk home. Fast forward 3 years. You've got, I don't know, you might have 9 other kids by then at your rate. Just kidding. So you've got 3 years from now, you've done a lot of counseling. You and your husband have reimagined your marriage, and you walk in the front door. Just tell me what you would imagine that would feel like.
Like happiness.
Nope. Happiness is cotton candy and cocaine. Happiness is just a high five on the trail to wherever it is you're going. Don't reach for happiness. That can't be your destination.
Okay.
Because it's got too many off ramps. You know what would make me really happy right now? A bag of gummy candy and a Diet Coke. That'd be so awesome. And it would make me feel terrible. And it would make me really short-tempered. And it would make me really want to procrastinate these book edits that I got to get done. And you see what I'm saying? And.
Mm-hmm.
Happy is when I wake up and I've had a good night of sleep and I've taken care of my body and my wife and I are in sync and my kids I can hear them milling around out laughing with each other and I smile. And then I think I'm really happy right now. But that can't be the objective. Okay. So you walk in the front door. What do you feel?
I want to say good.
All right, close your eyes. Let's do this. Close your eyes. Okay. You walk through your front door. You hear one of your knuckleheaded kids go, "Mom's home!" And they get up and they run and they squeeze your legs as hard as they can. And you're smiling ear to ear. You guys don't owe anybody any money. Your kids are healthy. You feel good because you had a good night's sleep. And you say, "All right, get off. And they laugh. And one of them shoves the other one. Then they run out into the backyard to go play. And then your husband walks out of his back room and he smiles real big and he says, "I'm so glad you're home." And he drops his shoulders and you all hug for a minute. When I say, what does it feel like? I'm thinking of warmth and I'm thinking of laughter and I'm thinking of peace and I'm thinking of,
Love.
Yes. You've never had that walking into a house before, have you?
No.
I want
Not that I can.
you to have that more than anything in the world. And I need you to believe me on the front end of this journey, 100% you can get there. Okay? Here's what it's going to look like. Understanding this radical truth. Your kids can only be fully taken care of if mom's okay. So the best way to put your kids forward is by taking care of their mom. Now, you got really young ones. Of course, you're going to be exhausted. You're going to get up in the middle of the night. You got a million diapers. Just getting them in and out of the freaking bathtub is chaos, right?
Right.
That's the season you're in. It's not smooth sailing for a while. That's okay. I promise you, man, when they can go to the bathroom on their own and get in and out of the shower, it's like you got half your life back. It's amazing. But that's not you right now. It's okay.
Okay.
So we're going to take this season and we're not going to say things like, "I don't have any time to take care of me." We're going to say things like, "I chose not to take care of myself today." And we're going to start using that kind of language. Because then we're going to be able to say, "I'm choosing to take care of myself today. Hey, honey, I'm getting up a little bit early to go for a walk. Only 15 minutes, but I'm going to go for a walk. Hey, honey, I'm going to get an app out and I don't know how to meditate because that sounds stupid, but I'm just going to sit here and close my eyes with my headphones in and just follow what the breathing exercises things tell me to do. I need you to go watch the little ones." Cool. Hey, honey, once a week, I want to do a budget with you. Just talk about calendar. Because I have this picture in my head where you and I can't wait to see each other. And it's warm. And it's peaceful. And then when you go talk to a counselor, you're going to have to be honest about your childhood, and you haven't done that yet. You've hem-hawed and you've talked around the bush, but you have not said, "Here's what happened to me." Right?
Right.
Because if you say it out loud, then you're going to have to deal with the ramifications of the people who should have been there to help you weren't there, or they may have even been part of the problem.
Yeah.
This journey gets hard. Okay?
Okay.
And you're worth every freaking step of it, Anna. Okay? One more thing I'm going to tell you.
Yes.
I want you to make a list on a note card or on a piece of paper, or maybe you're crafty and you can make it look nice. I don't know how, so I just gave up.
Okay.
But I want you to put 5 or 10 things, action steps that you do every day that your feelings don't get a vote on. Your motivation doesn't get a vote. You will do these things. I will go for a walk. I will put my hands on my kid's face and look them in the eye and kiss them on the forehead for 30 seconds each kid, even the wiggly one.
Okay.
I will do 4 rounds of, 10 seconds, 15 seconds of skin-on-skin contact with my husband. Right when we wake up, right before I leave for work, right when we get home, right before we go to sleep. It can just be touch. It didn't have to be sexual. It can just be, we're just going to touch feet. I'm going to hold his hand. I'm going to put my hand on his chest. I'm going to put my face on his face. We're just going to sit here for a second. I want you to write these things down. And I don't care if you don't feel like it. I don't care if he comes home and he's gross and he does something stupid. I got to get my 4th skin-on-skin contact. Okay? Feelings don't matter. What we're going to do is we're building a new muscle that you've never had to build before. And that is discipline. That is, I'm worth this even when I don't feel like it. I love myself even when myself doesn't feel like loving me back. That's how I'm going to take care of me. Okay?
Okay.
Promise?
Yeah, I'm already writing them down.
I know you would. Because you're done, aren't you? You're done with all this.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right.
I'm so, so proud of you.
Thank you.
And aces of 7 means you have been through hell. And after you go through hell and you're covered up in all these scars and you still have stitches and burn marks, sometimes putting your hand up and saying, hey, I need help. Raising your hand in the old days got you hit. It got you seen. So just the act of raising your hand and saying, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired is an act of rebellion. It's an act of courage that says, hold on. I'm worth being loved too. I'm done with surviving. I'm done with hating myself. I'm done with being covered up in shame all the time. It's time to be free. You got a hard road ahead of you, Anna. It's going to be tough. And you are worth every single step. And by the way, your kids are going to get to watch their mama get 6 inches taller. This is changing her family tree. Your kids are going to get to watch you and your husband argue and try to move this way and develop boundaries and say no to your family and his family and figure out a new way marriage is going to work. They get to see all of that. This is changing your family tree. So proud of you, Anna.